Hello and welcome to the AZ-220 Microsoft Azure IoT Developer Certification course. In this course, we are going to prepare for the exam that will make you a certified Azure IoT Developer, which is one of the most in-demand certifications out there. But first, let's talk a little bit about IoT. What exactly is it? So first, IoT stands for Internet of Things, which basically means hardware devices, which are the things in IoT that are connected to the internet. These devices are constantly sending data to a central location that analyzes it and uses it, and together, the devices and the central location, we get an IoT system. IoT devices come in many shapes and sizes. Thermostats, smart lamps, routers, smart refrigerators, smart cameras, smart switches. These are just a small sample of IoT devices, and there are a lot more. In order for IoT system to be useful, it has to be secure, so no one can hack into it and send garbage to the central location or even use the device for attacking the client. Reliable, since the device might need to work non-stop. Bidirectional, since the device might need to get commands from the central location, which in Azure case is the cloud. And of course, monitored. We have to be able to tell if there is any problem with the device and know how to handle it. So now that we know what IoT is, the next question is, of course, why should we learn about it? Why is it such a good idea to get certified in this industry? Well, good question with good answers. The IoT industry is booming. There are billions of IoT devices connected all the time, and this industry is expected to grow 25% annually. In addition, IoT devices are everywhere. Look around you. Your router, your smartwatch, perhaps even your air conditioning, they all might be connected. We live in a world which is becoming more and more IoT oriented. This can be seen also with the fact that many new startups are IoT based and focus their efforts on this area. A quick example. One of the most interesting startups I've worked with recently developed a specialized drone that can identify potential hazards in the workplace and send alerts to a central monitoring system. This is definitely a classic example of an IoT system. In a research study, it was found that 90% of surveyed companies were planning to get involved somehow with the IoT industry. Definitely an impressive number. So that's about IoT in general. But how about IoT in Azure, Microsoft's public cloud? Now, before discussing this, let me just clarify. At this stage, you don't have to know anything about Azure. We will start from the very beginning. But since the certification we are preparing for is for Azure Developer, it's important to get a high-level overview of what Azure has to offer here. So, Azure offers a comprehensive array of IoT-related services. It handles device enrollment, security, messaging, management, streaming, monitoring, and much more. All this makes Azure one of the leading IoT service suites in the world. We will deep dive into each and every one of the IoT services in Azure and see what it is, where it should be used, and of course, how to do that. This course is targeted towards the AZ-220 Microsoft Azure IoT Developer exam, which makes you a certified Azure IoT Developer. This is the only Azure certification dealing with IoT. So if you want to gain a widely recognized certification about your IoT skills, this is the certification you should take. This certification covers all the IoT related services in Azure, and passing it will make you a real expert in the IoT field. And of course, having this certification will definitely help you land a great job. Cloud certifications are always something employers look for, and having one helps a lot for finding jobs or gigs. I know that from my own experience. So what we are going to learn about in this course? Well, first, this course covers all the content of the AZ-220 certification, and then some. The course is extremely practical. We are going to have a lot of hands-on experience throughout this course. In addition, the course includes a sample practice test containing original questions based on the real-world exam. But this course is not theoretical. It is based on my experience as an Azure architect and consultant for almost 10 years. I've done a lot of Azure architecture and implementation, and I put all my vast experience in this course. And note, no prior knowledge of the cloud is required. Again, we are going to start from the very beginning.
But that's not all. At the end of the course, you will be able to download the Azure IoT Handbook. And this handbook summarizes the contents of this course. It is a great way to memorize all the important topics in Azure IoT, including IoT Hub, IoT Central, IoT Edge, and lots more. Now, this handbook is a great way to prepare for the exam. It contains all the important materials that you will need in order to pass the exam, and also it is extremely practical in designing IoT systems in Azure. So, this is how it looks like, of course just the beginning of this handbook, and you are more than welcome to download it from the last section's resources. I'm sure it will prove itself as a great way to pass the exam.
So, who really am I? Well, my name is Memi Lavi, and I'm a senior software and cloud architect. Here is a partial list of my clients and the technology stack I work with. I have 3 Azure certifications for Solution Architect, Security, and of course, IoT Developer, and I'm an avid speaker and love to speak at various events. Okay, so that was about me, and now let's move on.